Hi, I'm CC Line, and I'll be playing Tatacana.
Hi everyone, I'm Hiroshin, and I'll be playing Voss.
Am I next?
Yes, sir. You are next. Yes. You are next across the board.
Yeah, I'm just checking out, and I'm playing Tomas, right? Tomas, right? Yeah, Tomas.
I'm that one guy.
That one guy.
That one guy.
That one guy.
The guy with the stick.
I'm Stick Boy. I'm Italian.
I'm LC. I'll be playing Abus.
Yo, what's going on? Tyler wants some love. I am the narrator. I don't have any particular like character or role, but I kind of try to help set the mood, so you guys know what's going on. I'm a mood setter.
Oops. And growler.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm a sound effects mood setter, sound effects specialist, random voice change specialist.
Exactly.
We just get it going.
Mm-hmm. And hi, I'm Surin, and I'm going to be playing Rai, who's threatening people all the time. She threatens people a lot, right?
She's very rebellious.
Mm-hmm. She's got a lot to prove. Spunky.
Yeah.
Sorry, Abbas. It's only business.
No.
No!
Boss.
Voss removes a dagger from Abbas's back as he collapses on the floor in front.
Abbas?
Right.
The crystal giant rampages on against monsters and summoners alike as people flee from the battle.
Why? Why would you stab him in the back? He was trying to stop that thing.
He was the biggest threat in stopping me from retrieving the artifact. I had a chance, so I simply took it. I don't take any particular pleasure in hurting people, but I always finish the job. You should take that under advisement before you do anything, especially dumb, kid.
The crystal giant continues to rampages as the summoners run away while their monsters deal with the crystal giant.
Abbas, I'm coming!
I don't know what to do.
Stay away from Abbas.
Don't make me do this, kid. We can...
Whap! Bremis punches Voss across the face.
Hurt him, Bremis.
Bremis dashes full speed towards Voss.
Ugh. Everyone always takes things so personally.
The battle mammoth smashes into Bremis, taking it out.
Are you going to fight me?
I really don't want to, Mr. Proto. Mr. Voss, Mr. Proto's free, and I think he's unhappy.
You've only got one monster you can summon. I can't believe Abbas would bring you to the battlefield.
I don't even need one to deal with you.
I like your confidence, kid, but unfortunately for you, I don't have just one monster.
Hellhound jumps on top of Fry.
Get off! Bernard!
Spree!
Still alive enough to summon.
Bernard rips the Hellhound.
You don't get to hurt my hellhound. Yes, Bernard, you're very impressive. But then again, so is my war mammoth.
You don't get to hurt my wind griffin.
You never did know when to quit, Abbas. But if it's a summoner's duel you want, I'm happy to oblige.
Voss and Abbas summon many monsters to fight along the battlefield.
It never goes easy.
You won't hurt anyone else, and I don't need Bremis to hurt you.
Oh, Rai takes a big chunk out of Voss's ear.
You bit me. You bit me.
I'm not happy about it
Voss
either.
tossing Rai away.
I'm not happy about it either. I'm pretty pleased about that, though.
Now,
You should be running.
Stop.
Whap! Big smack across the face into Voss.
You stabbed Master Dean.
I am aware he wasn't the first, and I promise he won't be the last if you don't back down.
A sudden pause to the duel is interrupted by the crystal giant towering over all. I'm interested in like where the direction that they're planning on taking this comic. It's like they're okay with, you know, characters dying. They're okay with, you know, a lot of action. And I think that one of the really cool things is that like they're utilizing the world of summons a lot more than I thought they were going to at first.
Yeah, especially in this one, like we see a variety of monsters actually coming in and getting used and battled against each other compared to the other ones.
That is true.
I mean, he even broke out the Summoner's Duel, which I thought was like, that was kind of cool. Like
Yeah.
they have a title for it. Like there's a name for us battling each other.
I'm interested in if then does that mean that it's going to be like the new younger summoners coming up that are going to, you know, take the role that Abyss was? Are they going to, is Rai supposed to become the summoner that then is, you know, protected, and over time she's going to take over that kind of position? Or, you know, is it her story then? Or is it still like a world, like a whole world, you know, we're going to meet more characters that were, you know, Abyss level summoners?
So like I would see it as like a duo protagonist role where they both like kind of growing into age where they become both better summoners and end up taking a role that's like beyond Abyss and become greater than he was as far as summoning wise.
I'm not sure this. I mean, there's a lot of room for different things. There's a lot of room for like the character development between Rai and the Proto, and then also like there hasn't been that many characters introduced, but you know, I'm sure that we're gonna see a lot more in like coming issues, just because like they're like, you know, go find these people, or like go look here or do this. It's like, okay, now we're exploring the world and meeting new people. It's like, oh, someone Abyss knows, some stuff like that. A little small touch that I thought was really nice in the comic was, you know, back to the summons and like seeing more of those. Like we saw units that were summoned on the Crystal Giant in that like one scene when they were fighting, and you know, they weren't like, oh, I summoned Bernard or something. Like it was like they were just there, right? So it kind of sets this field like, yeah, summoning is like on the rarer side, but it's not like only like 10 people in the world know how to summon monsters.
So we don't know the level of like how much summoners there are out there and who they can summon, and so it'll be interesting to see like how many summoners are out there and just see more monsters come into play.
Yeah. And it also seems to be like how many monsters you can summon at once also has something to do with like your summoner ability or how many you collect or all of that. So it's interesting to see if like, obviously we might have like a little collection
Has anybody
hunt.
finished this comic yet? Or did we all just read it?
Yeah, I read it.
Finished it.
Okay, because I thought it was really cool at the end how like he's like, here's Bernard. Bernard
Yeah.
is yours, and I was like, oh, that's like a really like he traded his monster, y'all.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's kind of cool that they have like a relationship between the monster and the summoner. It's not just like I summon you, you fight. There's actually a relationship and understanding there.
Yeah.
Like when she's
Yeah.
like, oh, hurt him, Bremis, or I accept you, Bernard, things like that. Like there's a connection between yourself and the monster, which is cool.
That is really
Yeah,
neat.
it's pretty cool. It was a passing the torch moment.
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yes.
right?
That is true. That is
It
really
feels
true.
good.
And we haven't seen any like technical Nat 5s, right? We've seen a lot of 3-star units. So like, I wonder if we see like a Nat 5, is it going to be like a big boss? Like would a Chimera then be like Crystal Giant like level boss fight, or would that be? Yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see that because we haven't seen a dragon yet or anything like that. So.
Well, they didn't.
It's like,
I
do you
think
have to be,
we're.
like an advanced summoner.
I think we're definitely more likely to see things that came out like initially when the game was actually released, if they're trying to follow that lore. Plus, I think they're going to base a lot of the like settings around the different scenarios in the game.
That'd be nice.
So like this feels like Timor Desert kind of setting.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's true.
Which was
You never
really
really-
interesting though is they brought out artifacts like very early rather than it being like a rune or anything.
That's true.
Like they're fighting over an artifact right now,
Yeah.
Well, they are. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
which I thought that was just different. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Something in
That could just be a translation thing, though. That could just be like you know, we created this comic around the concept of like these
Yeah.
like mythic standards. Like
It
we
definitely
use
like
this kind of
stuff
stuff.
in game.
Could be though. Could be. They did say it's like a super powerful thing.
Most dangerous weapon. That's what it's.
What I'm most curious about is if we're gonna see only summons for monsters, or if we'll see summons for things that are humanoid as well.
I hope so. I really hope so. Because then
Well,
we could
there's
see
the-
oracles. Oracles would be cool.
There's what's it, the Undyne? They didn't mention it,
Mm-hmm.
but
So
She's
I don't know if I can really call the Undyne like humanoid.
They're elemental, aren't they?
She's
Yeah, they're
her
more
top
like
half.
yes, they're elemental.
The top half.
They're closer. They're definitely closer to humanoid than anything like than a monster, but they're way more monster than they are human. Right?
You're along the
Yes,
lines
yeah.
of like Oracle, Hell Lady type of.
The Oracle, Hell Ladies, fairy kings, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Or even like
Lapis.
fairies, right? Like fairies, I think
Darian.
fit there. Yeah,
I'm waiting for
every
someone to
monster.
bring a Darian to the table. I'm like, oh, man, really?
He's just a guy with a sword.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's a good old knight. He's a really good knight of the.
I mean,
I think they did a good combination of units that like people used back in the day though. Like I used Tark back in my Dragons days.
Mhm.
Everyone has a Bernard.
Yeah, true.
True.
If you're
It was
really
cool
old
to
school, you
see
have a
animated.
McKen if you didn't fuse it.
And
it's
Brevis
just
is
like
the wild card in there.
Yeah, Bremis is.
Yeah,
is
he really
a
is the
huge
wild
one.
card.
We need a Bella. We need a Bella for heals.
It's really
Yeah, see, that's the curious thing is like skills like heals and stuff. Like obviously they're all just attacking. Like they're physically hitting. There's no actual spells or anything that the units are doing yet. So it'd be cool to see if that's something else that they include somehow, or if it is just going to be straight screeching and attacking and things.
Rip Abyss there before the Bella got in.
It leads me to wonder though, like in the creation of the world and where the current setting is, like do monsters have abilities like that? Like do they know those kind of abilities? Or, like maybe that's something that is explained later
They
on.
haven't
Like, they learn
developed
those
them.
kinds of things.
Yeah.
Like because we play Sky Arena and like we just know all these abilities exist, right?
And that's
But if the
technically
lore
end.
of Legacy comes before that, like maybe maybe we learn about how that became a thing.
Or it could be a thing where like even Bernard, like maybe because his third skill is called Tailwind, maybe he'll be like through friendship get stronger and then be able to create big gusts of wind that blow enemies away and things like that. So that'd be pretty cool to see like if they develop more as characters, like what more powers they can unlock and be able to use in the battlefield.
Hmm.
Can we get a revive from Undyne though?
That'll be
Please.
We need to revive our healers.
Elsie needs a revive.
We need to revive right now.
I need
30
to-
crystals, man. 30 crystals.
He wants to go to New York.
Oh no.
Are we gonna have to get recast a whole new voice?
Oh, he could do new
Hey, man.
voices.
That could be like a new scene. There could be like there'll probably be things where he'll probably come back as like a ghost of like they'll remember Abbas's sayings and he'll like talk over them and like maybe inspire them in the battlefield.
Or
Like guidance
or
from above.
we summon Sierra and Elsie has to sound like Sierra for the rest of the comic book.
I
Oh,
like this better.
I'm ready.
I think that'd be more troll if we made.
yes.
I'm ready for the recast. It's time.
Yes.
It's time for
Yes.
recasting.
Hmm.
Let's
Oh,
go.
my twin brother shows up. Goose.
A boost.
A boost. That'd be funny. A boost.
If you become a boost, I'm making some big memes.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed all of us here, doing our little like rendition of Summer's War Legacy. If you are more interested in hearing more about it or like our thoughts on it, we were thinking about possibly doing a podcast. So like if you want to leave some comments below about things you'd want us to talk about, or if that interests you at all, we can help gauge and figure out whether that's something we should do, or maybe we just continue doing what we're doing already.